Should you follow your dreams? Hank Green just put out a video saying that you shouldn't follow your dreams and instead you should follow your tools. I have some thoughts. Hi, my name is Ricky. I'm building a space RPG called Cosmic Renegade. I don't usually do response videos, but I felt inspired, and I do think it's something that I can talk about as an indie game developer balancing a day job. Specifically, there are 5 things from the video that I wanted to address and share my thoughts on. Hank's message has a lot of truth to it, but also some nuance that I wanted to add based on my own experience. I think that it could be helpful for creators, indie devs, multi-potentiates, people trying to figure out what to do next, and people with multiple interests trying to get everything done that should absolutely be subscribed to my channel. So the first one, should you follow your dreams? Here I actually agree with Hank. You shouldn't start with a dream. You should start with projects, especially when you're younger. Because when you're first starting out, you don't know what you actually want. And that's okay. Thinking your way into the right answer with not enough information simply doesn't work. So you have to do experiments in the real world to find out more. Instead of obsessing over your big dream, start doing things. Make stuff, try stuff. The more you do, the more the path reveals itself. Planning works really well when things are predictable. But most things in life, at least the things that are worth doing in my opinion, have a lot of uncertainty. When something is really uncertain, it's really hard to plan for. So the most productive thing that you can actually do when you're uncertain is to just start doing. So then you might ask, what if by doing all of these things, I'm wasting my time? Hank talked about how early YouTubers wanted to become quote-unquote real TV stars. And so they'd spend only 1/4 of their time making YouTube videos and 3/4 of their time, the majority of it, auditioning for TV, instead of building their channels, which would have been far more lucrative. To me, I think it's important that they tried to become TV stars by going on audition. That's part of listening to your dreams, that's part of listening to your ambition. But would I spend 3/4 of my time doing that? Probably not. At some point, you have to listen to what the world is telling you. Is the thing you're doing actually working? I know this is tough to figure out, and you're not going to have a clear answer every single time. I still don't. Just don't get stuck. Time box it, set deadlines, experiment and evaluate and move on. Your return on investment for your time is extremely important because you can't get any of it back. None of us can. But sometimes it's hard to know the exact return on investment for any activity because of delayed rewards. For example, a YouTube video might have a lifetime impact that most people don't think about. It can keep working for you for years. This is probably a high ROI activity based on how long that piece of content will be alive for. But submitting a job application, that's a one-time thing with a low hit rate. Probably a low return on investment, just purely based on the probability of landing a job in today's economy. I'm not saying don't apply for jobs. It's better than nothing. But I am saying that you need to leverage some ways to increase your probability of success to make it more worthwhile. Instead, I try to invest my time in things with compounding return. Things like sharing your work publicly in a portfolio, creating helpful and shareable content, connecting with people through doing, not just networking. These are high leverage activities that have lasting lifetime impacts. Here are some questions to ask yourself. Will whatever you make last a long time? If so, probably high ROI. Will you be learning a skill that you can add to your toolbox? If so, probably high ROI. Hopefully that helps you figure out whether or not you're wasting time. How do you stay focused with too many ideas? Imagine the world as an ocean, and its current represents the external realities that factually exist. Things like the job market, your upbringing, luck, all the other things that are out of your control. There's also the wind, and this represents your dreams, your emotions, intuition, ambition, subconscious, whatever you want to call it. Anything internal that influences your decisions. And you are a boat, and you want to get from point A to point B. This is your current self to your desired future self. If you have loads of discipline, aka a really powerful engine on your boat, you can absolutely brute force your way across. But sometimes the current is too strong, the waves are too massive, and the wind is blowing in completely the opposite direction. Even if you could, you're going to burn a ton of energy, making very little progress over a long period of time. You won't be sailing efficiently. On the flip side, if you only drift with the current and go wherever the wind takes you, well, you'll likely be lost or end up somewhere you don't want to be. So what do? Use your sails. You have to listen to the current and the wind. You have to listen to both the world and your own internal thoughts. Like sailing, it won't take you exactly in the direction that you want, and you'll have to course correct often, but you are making progress. And the bonus is, you will likely discover places that you didn't even know about that might ultimately change your destination. I think this is the best way to navigate life, balancing your dreams with the world around you. How do you get better at being productive? The first way is to start building a better engine, increasing your discipline. But the second way, and I think it's the better way, is to have better sales, better systems and processes. Before we even get into trying to be more productive, I want us to try to understand the root cause of the issue first. Is discipline really your problem? Maybe you already have a good engine, but maybe it just doesn't get enough maintenance through rest, or it doesn't get adequate fuel like food, support, and purpose. In most cases, I think most people don't actually need more willpower. But if you want to grow it, you can just start with small commitments and let those build over time. Discipline is one of those slow-growing cactuses. Cactuses? Instead, it's usually more efficient to build better systems. For me, I created an agile productivity system for solo developers. I won't go into huge detail in this video, but it essentially boils down to these key items. Work in sprints. 2 weeks is a good timeline with clear themes and goals. These keep you focused for short bursts of time while giving you enough flexibility to pivot at regular intervals. Pick 2 to 3 projects only. Don't overdo it because you need something sustainable. Commit, no distractions, unless you suddenly feel momentum or inspiration. Then, go with that immediately. How do you decide what to work on long term? Here's how I think of it. Imagine you're running a business. You've got limited resources, time, energy, money, and a portfolio of projects that you could be doing. Try to classify each of your projects into one of these 3 buckets. Core, this is the necessary stuff like your job. Growth, these are the long-term investments and compounding effects like skills and learning to grow your toolbox. And the last one is experiments, curiosities with uncertain ROIs. You don't know what's gonna happen. Before each sprint, decide how much focus you want to give each bucket and stick with that all the way through. Only at the end of the sprint do you evaluate and adjust. To get even more effective, I take it a step further to identify urgent and important tasks in each project. This is called an Eisenhower matrix. Important and urgent is a must-do now. Try not to spend all your time here. The next box is the not important and the urgent box. These are distractions that should be ignored or delegated. Now, the next box is important and not urgent. This is the golden box. This is the effective tasks. You want to spend most of your time here because they help long term. And the last box is also really important that most people just kind of dismiss. It's the not important, not urgent box, which I relabeled as rest. I make sure to do one thing of rest every single day. Could be a game, could be a book, or I'm just watching a movie. Whatever it is, it must have 0 productivity value so that it can be pure fun. That is the point. So yeah, Hank's video raised a good point. Don't blindly follow your dreams. If you're not sure what to do, start by doing. Start with projects to expand your toolbox, test your ideas in the real world, and listen to feedback. Feedback that the world gives us is extremely valuable. It is not meant to destroy your dreams. It is meant to refine our dreams to be better, and it will make your life better if you're open to it. If you like this, please give it a like as it helps out my channel, and subscribe for more. Let me know in the comments what you think about following your dream. For now, see you in space, cowboys.